Morning, everybody. Now, I do apologize for any vibrational noise you might hear during this recording because I'm recording this on the phone. Mainly that's because, it'll either be notifications for my Gmail, my Comcast, or even Facebook Messenger. So I do apologize for that. Also, you may notice that I'm trying something a little different here. Yeah, those images I used one time a couple weeks ago to try to go to the VTuber, avatar-like route when it comes to doing videos instead of you seeing me or just seeing a regular image and all that. Well, thanks to Kling AI, I'm able to basically bring those images to life. So, yeah, we're going to try this out, see if maybe it might work, and hopefully over time improve on it. But with that said, let's talk about, the item that I got through my package opening that I did from Amazon yesterday. And that, of course, is the Enthernet cable, the Cat 8 Enthernet cable, short for Category 8. And a lot of people are wondering, probably as, they would, anybody that buys new cables, either the HDMI or Enthernet, why did I get it? Well, as I explained yesterday in the package opening, I had some issues with my computer. Now, I'm not saying that the Cat 6 Enthernet cable wasn't working. It was. The only issue, but the thing is, I started noticing that the load times, for the computer, mostly with the browser and everything, were kind of slow, and that they would cause more of a hindrance. They would cause more of the Google Chrome not responding, things like that, or not even just that, but also at the same time, they would cause maybe the internet connection for the computer to kind of slow down to the point that when you look at the clock on the bottom right hand of your computer or wherever it is on your computer, the time would stop. And then when you would look at one of the clocks, next to you, one of the regular clocks, even the one on your phone, you would notice, that either the computer froze, or in my case, it wasn't frozen. It was just loading. It was taking its time, its sweet time, loading, and something was interfering with both. With the computer progressing, I should say, not just with both Chrome and the computer, but basically, it was, basically there was some kind of a hiccup, if you will, some kind of hiccup. But after a while, depending on how long it would go, it would resolve itself. But to me, that felt kind of weird. It's like, why would it do that? Why would it go and do that? So basically I thought to myself, well, maybe I need to get a new Enthernet cable, because I did notice that the one I had, just like the previous one I had, was kind of wearing down. It was kind of wearing down. Also, the blue run, if you will, the blue cable, we had since, we had the original modem that we were given when we first moved here to Newman. That's right. That blue cable, that blue Cat 6 cable was connected to the original modem. So my thought was, okay, we got a new modem, which is more up-to-date. It's a more up-to-date modem and everything. It's what they advertise, one of them anyway. So hopefully that helps out. And lo and behold, it did. Even when connected to the blue Cat 6 Enthernet cable. Now, with that said, everything seemed to be going fine, but I did notice over the past, I would say, almost year, that things were kind of acting up with my computer. I started noticing basically, that it would, kind of start doing more updates and everything. Basically it would do more updates than normal. And after looking online, I realized, it's just either installing little mini updates that I can't pause that help improve, the inner workings of the computer, the PC. I've discovered that, it's the virus protection, app doing an update to ensure everything is good, or it might be doing a virus scan. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm cool with that. And then, of course, I've also discovered over time that is not just Windows either that does these updates or whatever. It's also HP. It's also Intel. They're the ones that kind of send out updates to be installed as well, so the computer can be better. So I understand all that. But what got me though is I started noticing a slowdown over the past year, I should say, a bit of a slowdown when it came to these updates, a slowdown to the point that basically, it would cause my Google Chrome to not respond for a while, maybe a couple of minutes, maybe 10 at most, and then it would resume. But it would get slow. It would get so slow. It would get slow to the point. It would get slow to the point that not only would it cause Google Chrome to kind of not respond, but it would also cause the computer itself. Now, the computer didn't freeze up or crash, no. But basically, if you look at the clock on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, or wherever you have it located, it would not move. And then when you would look at a clock near you, even the one on your phone, you would see that that's moving, but the other isn't. And the way I would know this is if maybe 2 minutes passed on the clock on my phone or in my room, but there's no moving of the digits, on the computer. And that's what kind of alerted me, and I do apologize for that notification. Like I mentioned earlier, you're going to get those probably throughout this. I do apologize. But that's what alerted me to the fact that, okay, something's wrong, because it shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't be, not just causing, the browser to not respond, but it shouldn't be causing, the overall internet connection to the computer, and everything to not respond either. So something was up. And my assumption is, it was doing the updates. It was downloading the updates it needed to do, the minor ones, the security and all that. So that's fine. But also I think what it was doing was trying to do something else. And because, the connection speed was slowing down, to a point that it shouldn't, I think that's what caused the interference. That's what caused the issues. So what I did is I basically went out, got this new Cat 8 Ethernet cable, read up on it, and as soon as I connected it, I saw, I'm not going to say, instantaneously, but I saw, a bit of a jump, a jump in speed. Now, is it a total answer? Is it a total perfect answer? No. No items like that are. They're never going to be perfect, but you can definitely tell that there is a slight improvement, when it comes to browsing and everything, because you can instantly get to where you need to go. Now, I think the reason for that is not because of the fact that the Cat 6 internet cable that I had connected to my computer via the modem was wearing down. I think it's when you get a new modem or a more up-to-date modem, they would basically require you to have the more up-to-date internet cables to go with it. So I'm thinking that what me and my mom should have been told when we got this new modem and everything. When we got this new modem, what we should have been told basically is to get a new internet cable. That's what I'm thinking. We should have been told to get a new internet cable to go along with it. And, eventually that's what I did as of yesterday. I got a new one. But again, is it a perfect answer? Not really. Because, over time it will probably have its issues too. Everything, a lot of things do, unless you keep it in good condition, or at least pristine condition. But what is the difference, you might ask? What is the difference? Well, the difference in some of these images you'll be seeing throughout this video, some of these images kind of basically show you that there is more, I guess you can say more effort, from an inner working perspective. Like there's more, wires added to the internet, to the Cat 8 internet cable to give you more of that uptake in speed. So I like that. I really like the fact that they're realizing that, the more you upgrade something and improve on it, the better it's going to be, especially for the consumer or whoever your clients might be. Now, the other thing that I've noticed too, that gives it a bit of an advantage, is it has basically copper, if not metal. Basically has copper metal connectors, if you will. The ones that you plug into your modem in your computer. Because the other ones are just like plastic and everything, and that's fine. That's okay if you're all right with that. But I think maybe the issue with those is because they are plastic. There's a good chance that they could, maybe melt and cause, maybe a fire. Which is why I think they went towards the metal, if not the copper solution. Now, the other reason, of course, is because they've noticed, maybe by hearing how the change to copper and metal for HDMI, more so than anything when it comes to a lot of the products. And I'm not saying that they don't have or never had copper and metal, but the overall structure and build. They probably heard about the improvement, structure and build and everything that HDMI went through, and they realized, hey, people are noting that those new and improved HDMI cables are, like the ones I have, and as you'll be seeing in this video, basically they essentially, help the signal come in a lot better. They help the signal come in a lot stronger and better, even if they're connected to, let's say, a switcher. They come in a lot better and a lot stronger. And they're also noticing that some of the new cables that are used are more flexible, if not more durable. So, they've realized, hey, maybe we should take that step, that method, and go that route. And obviously that's what they're doing. That's what they've done here, I should say. Because when you look at the images of the new Cat 8 Ethernet cables, no matter what brand distributes them and sells them, you'll notice that basically all of them have that metal tip, that copper metal tip at the end, and, as a connector, for you to connect into your computer, your modem, or into your gaming console or whatever. You'll notice that. And the reason for that, again, is basically they probably saw how it's helped, things like HDMI and so on, and realized, hey, if we apply that to Enthernet, that might help out. Now, the obvious question is, when did this come out? When did Enthernet, Cat 8, Category 8 come out? Well, from what I can understand, I should say, and observe from what I've read, and speculate, from what I can tell, Cat 8 came out basically around the time Cat 6 was made public for retail sale. That's when I think it came out. But it only came out for certain institutions like schools, businesses, studios, and stuff like that. And the reason those places would get the newer stuff first, is so they can be basically, in my opinion, used as the testing subjects, the guinea pigs. So that if any issue comes up, the people behind the creation of Cat 8 and even the one previous to it, Cat 7, could take back all those studies to get all those feedbacks and everything, studies and feedbacks, I should say, that they're getting from the places that are utilizing Cat 8 and to an extent Cat 7, and take all that feedback and start improving on what needs to be, what needs to be improved on, basically work out the bugs. And, when they do that, they send it back out, and essentially one is given the green light to go public, which would have been Cat 7 before Cat 8. And then when Cat 8 was finally given the green light, to go public, that's when it happened. And from what I could tell, it came around late 2010s, mainly early 2020s, about 2020, 2021. Well, at least that's when this one that I have was released or distributed. So yeah, I know it sounds a little complicated, but basically that's how That's how I'm speculating it came to be. Like it came to be, within the time, that Cat 6 was being made public, which was about 2017, 16, and it didn't become public, I think, until recently, until about 2021. That's my estimation. That being Cat 8, that is. Cat 6 became public, like I said, about maybe 4 or 5 years prior. So anyway, long story short, basically that's why I got the Cat 8. That's why I got the Cat 8 and everything, because it's giving me more of a boost. Not much of a boost, but more of it. The other reason too is because sometimes I have to use my computer to help my mom out with her stuff. Like yesterday, she had to print out her certificate, her pass, if you will, her certificate and pass, if you will, for for her CPR training that she did, because it's something she has to do every few years because she's a preschool teacher. She has to do it every few years, and then she'll get via email a certificate and a little card she can print out and put into a wallet, and basically show to anybody that might wonder, okay, are you trained to do CPR? Just in case of an emergency. Anyway, that's why I also did it as well. Now, over time, I might replace the other ones that I have, because I have 2 Cat 6, one that is a little older. That is, again, with these images, that is basically the grayer one, the kind of whitish gray cable. I have that connected to my 4K television. Well, my blue one, is connected to my PS5. So over time, I might replace those as well, so that I can have maybe a little bit faster internet, faster internet speed for both of them. But that's going to be in time. We'll see. But I just felt like I needed to do it now because, as I said, I was getting some constant, interference, with Windows doing its thing sometimes with its little virus protection updates and stuff like that. And then, of course, some other stuff. So I felt like, okay, something is not right here. And the other thing I noticed, too, is basically, because you have that little LED light, that little orange or whatever color LED light you have, you have that connected, and you have that blinking on and, blinking, on and off sometimes, letting you know, like, how fast something's being downloaded or if something's being downloaded and stuff. And I would notice that would kind of slow down at times. A lot slower than it should. Like it would come on and then it would go off, then come back on. It'd be like, what's going on here? This is not supposed to be. So that also told me something was up. And again, I've noticed a vast improvement. Not a big improvement, but a vast one. To the point that I can see it still does that with the new Ethernet cable, but it's not as, well, it doesn't do, what I'm trying to say, I'm getting myself tongue-tied here. I'm not saying it still does that. But what I'm saying is, it potentially could do that, but I've noticed that it's doing it less. That's what I was trying to say. It's doing it less, basically. So anyway, I do apologize for that. Got a little tongue-tied. But anyway, I almost lost train of thought, too. It's early. Well, not totally early, but yeah, it's early still. I woke up about 8 and everything, or a little after 8. So I do apologize. I haven't even made my bed yet, while I'm recording this. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. Basically, I'm not saying that it's not going to do that. It might. But as I was trying to say, it's doing it less. It's doing it a lot less than it would. So thank God for that. But yeah, that's mainly the reason I bought it. Because of the fact that, it ups the speed. You could see it almost, I wouldn't say instantaneously, but you can see it almost right off the bat. And yeah, it works fine. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's causing less issues. Is it perfect? No. Is it going to have its problems in the future? Possibly. But I think, it is required for us to always replace every few years, You know, because according to what it says online, it's like every 5 to 7 years. And I can assume that's as close as I've had this one, or the Cat 6 one. So basically, I would recommend every few years, maybe even before the 5-7 year mark, replace the Ethernet cable that you might have connected to whatever device you're using it for. As well as also, if you're getting a new modem, you know, also as well as if you're getting a new modem, I'm trying to find the right word to say, I would recommend replacing it. That's what I'm trying to get to. I would recommend replacing it as well, especially if you get a new modem. But anyway, though, guys, that is basically my story, if you will, on why I got the new cable. And I'm sure some of you know people that done the same thing. You know, you wonder why as well. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notification. Also, click on the link in the description to go to my Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else. Get yourself a t-shirt, a mug, you know, a t-shirt, a mug, you know, a mouse pad, whatever. You know, it is there. Check it out. Be greatly appreciated if you did. Also, click on the links where you can find my content elsewhere, from Odyssey.com to Rumble.com to VENMO, to DeviantArt.com at BVW179, to InkBunny.net at BWRoses. Check me out in those areas, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, also check out my podcast at Spotify for Podcasters, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. But guys, that's all I'm going to say on this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you've dealt with something like what I've mentioned. I do apologize if it was all over the place. Like I said, it's kind of early. I'm still waking up a little bit. But let me know what your thoughts are. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care. And let me know if you want to see me do videos more like this with my little, I guess you could say, persona, if you will. If you want to see me do more of these with my mobian fursona in the future. But guys, that's all I'm going to say. And until next time, I am out.